Hello, folks, and welcome to Horror Town. Today, I've decided that I'll be kicking off this horror movie channel, God willing, with the very first review for this channel. And I've decided to review the movie called The Visit. Now, part of the reason why I wanted to review this movie now is because it is a horror movie that is taking place in the winter time, as can be suggested by the snow that we have in the film. But what is The Visit about? So it is an American found footage horror film that was released in 2015. It was directed by M. Night Shyamalan and co-produced by him as well. And it stars Olivia DeJonge, Ed Oxenbould, Dina Donegan, Peter McRobbie, and Catherine Hahn. This movie is so freaking good. I know that many people dislike this film, and I can respect that, to each his own, to each their own. But I personally loved the heck out of this movie. So basically, the movie is about these two siblings who are living in Philadelphia named Becca and Tyler. And basically, they're about to go visit their grandparents for a sort of a 5-day kind of vacation thing, right? And basically, their mother, Loretta, is going to be, otherwise engaged, right? So she decides that it would be, or the children decide, I'm not entirely sure who exactly decide on that, but they decided it would be a good thing for them to spend time with their grandparents, for the children to spend time with their grandparents and get to meet them. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was her idea, right? So they decide to go there to record because I believe Becca, who's the older sister, right? I believe that she usually likes to record everything, hence the found footage film that is, the movie format for this film. So basically she decides to record some kind of a documentary and ask them questions, right? And basically they go and they meet them. So they're referred to at least as Nana and Pop Pop, right? And they're pretty old, and obviously there's a background story with the daughter, and obviously something not really nice happened and she ended up leaving the house. And the grandparents, basically, they haven't had any kind of, they haven't kept in touch at all. They haven't had any kind of relationship, which is very bad, right? And in my religion, it is a sin, right? A major sin to, you know, break family ties, right? So this is really, really bad. Obviously, this is not something to, to follow at all. This is evil. But basically, yes, the parents, the grandparents, the estranged parents to Loretta are gonna be meeting their grandchildren, right? And basically, yeah, they're a little, odd in a way that, especially, they're kind of old, but they act really kind of, weird in many, many places all throughout the movie. And obviously, especially at night, there's a bedtime at 9:30, I believe, where they have to go to bed. And once, the children are going to catch a glimpse of something happening that is pretty freaking out, I have to say. But this is basically how this movie works. I'm trying to think about anything I could have, forgotten, I could have omitted. Yeah, I believe that's pretty much it. Wow, what a fantastic horror film! I really enjoyed this movie so much, man. And I really enjoy the found footage film format because it really offers such a powerful insight into the characters' lives, right? It's like the camera. You get to see everything through the lens of the camera, like your eyes are the camera, and it records and shows you exactly what is happening. And it's such a good way to have this film, right? Like I said, it takes place during the winter time. You have the snow and you have that, obviously they live in that kind of remote part of town in some kind of a house. I believe it is pretty much like in the woods, right? There's no real houses nearby. It's pretty deserted. There's a barn too where they basically play hide and seek at some point, and it's pretty much yes in a remote part of town. But man, is it good! I really enjoyed this movie. The two characters are pretty cool, in my opinion. They're two our main protagonists, and they're very young. And for them to be that young and star in this horror film and play so well is pretty amazing. Especially, yeah, Olivia D. John G. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. I'm really apologizing. I really do apologize. It's pretty good as Becca, and so is Ed Oxenbould, and he's a little bit of a rascal, right? He likes to basically get into trouble. He cracks up jokes too. Sometimes he likes to make rap, rap. What is it called? Rap sketches, whatever you call them. I'm not entirely sure what it is. He likes to dance and song and sing and so on and so forth, and actually a little bit like a goof. But I think that was pretty cute, right? And it's they have such a good chemistry, the two characters as brother and sister. You really believe it, right? And I thought that they were pretty good in this film. The two of them, they did an awesome job. The grandparents are scary. And yeah, the mother is also, wow. It's difficult to kind of like her given what happened in the past, but she likes her children, right? There's that, right? But yeah, these two characters are they're really peas in a pod, right? They really they sell it, right? You can really tell that they look scared, they look convincing. This is amazing for children to be that good, right? So this is The Visit, this movie that was released in 2015, and I know that many people, dislike this film for some reason. They don't really enjoy it. Perhaps it's not really, I kind of understand why some people wouldn't like this movie, but I thought this movie was pretty good and pretty scary and terrifying at times as well, and really, really, it's not the kind of movie that you would want to watch if you're easily scared, because it gets scary very, very, very early on in this film. But yeah, this is pretty much how it is. So this is The Visit, right? If I were to rate this movie on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd definitely give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, I cannot not even, comprehend how it could get any lower rating than that. It is such a great horror film, and it has such a powerful plot to it, right? It is really, really, the driving force of this movie is definitely the plot, and everything that features. It just adds to this, awesome feeling that we have as we watch the film. This building tension, this building fear, this scare, right? That seems to be, growing and growing and growing as you go on with this masterpiece, right? I'd call it definitely one of M. Night Shyamalan, one of his finest films. It is so good, and the fact that it is taking place in the winter time, I believe, would make a great opening first horror film review for this channel. This is Horror Town, and I really do hope that you enjoy this review, because this is the first official review of this channel, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm gonna try my level best to focus on horror movies that are taking place at a specific time of the year for let me retry that. I will try my level best to review horror films that are taking place in the time of year that we're currently in. So for instance, right now I'm thinking about reviewing horror movies that are taking place during the winter time, that time of year, and I have a few others coming, God willing, coming up. I have a list of horror movies to get to, since this is a new channel and this is basically a horror movie channel. I've reviewed a few other horror movies, but I will be basically re-reviewing them here, and try to to make them more concise, to make them more improved, right, and better. But this one, The Visit, is an awesome movie. 9 out of 10. As a horror film, it really, really sells it. It is awesome, an awesome horror film. 9 out of 10 for me for The Visit, and I really enjoyed it. Really, really, really. I cannot emphasize it enough. What about you folks? What did you think about the horror movie called The Visit? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would be your rating on a scale from 1 to 10? And I didn't mention it, but the ending also is pretty powerful, and it's really, yes, I like the ending a lot, and it definitely offers a good conclusion to this whole horror film. But like I said, the building tension, the jump scares, the fear that is there is really awesome. Thank you for watching, and God willing, I'll see you on the next review. Goodbye. This is Horror Town signing off.